In association with Official Wrestling comes A Few Good Marks podcast.
Welcome to A Few Good Marks podcast. As always, I'm your host, your current predictions champion, Mr. Kieran Moran, and I'm joined by Pete,
Hello.
Croft,
Hello,
Candy,
hi,
hello. And today we are joined for the first ever time by our newest contributor, Miss Alice Cooper.
Hello.
Yay, round of applause. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, grand. Guys, good? Everyone? Yeah?
pretty damn good.
Not really.
Sound? I know, we're all hard, yeah. Two-thirds of us are
I'm feeling
dying.
tip fucking top. I don't know about you guys.
Fucking must be great.
Yeah, no, thank you, Croft.
Good to hear.
How are your teeth? Let's just forget about the wrestling
Top
altogether.
notch, by the way. Thank you.
Good.
No problems there.
So we've got 2 pay-per-views to go through because July was a fucking packed out month. So we've had to do a second one because there's just so much going on. So we'll start with the pay-per-view that was furthest away, which was Great Balls of Fire. Lol.
Excellent. You can tell that was just Vince had just been hitting the Jim Beam one night. Let's call it Great Balls of Fire.
Do you reckon he was just listening to like a vinyl collection and then just had his, and then we sat in his armchair and it came on and he just kind of slowly rised up as a moment of like realization.
Maybe
Linda doesn't talk to him anymore.
He had his music on, but he fell asleep and dreamt an entire Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view and woke up and was like, that's money. It wasn't.
So so the first match was Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt, which Bray won dirty. Was it? I think it was a thumb to the eye. It's been this long. I really should have rewatched this.
Do you know what? Like, I know I said just before we started the podcast that I watched the pay-per-views. I skipped past this one because I got a minute in and I was like, I just don't give a shit.
I think I also skipped this one.
I knew it was going to be awful.
really
But it was kind of like a carryover because now Wyatt's doing stuff with Balor. What is Rollins even doing?
You made it sound like he's like doing hand stuff.
Doing stuff with Balor on the side.
Behind the bike shed. I've got no idea what Rollins is doing now. Hopefully turning heel soon.
Yeah.
I think it's more like Ambrose is going.
Oh, he's doing something with Ambrose, isn't he?
Oh, of course, he's doing the whole Shield thing with Ambrose, isn't it?
I think Wyatt's getting booked wrong there because it's unmarketable. Like, do you know, like Seth Rollins is like marketable and so is Balor. That's why like Wyatt's getting booked. Like this wasn't like a feud finisher and it just ended the feud, but he cheated to win, so it meant sense.
They had a rematch on Raw, I think, the next night, which then.
But this was meant to be their feud, and it was like
it was weird.
a starter of a pay-per-view, and it was like a very bad match for a start of a pay-per-view.
It wasn't a great start. It didn't really set the tone, but it got better.
It doesn't really bode well for Bray Wyatt in the near future, does it? Like, with everything that's gone on with like his wife and JoJo and saying the Young Bucks are good on Twitter, I don't think. I don't think.
Is he going to go off to the Indies to find himself?
Possibly. You might just go on like a world round trip with Dolph Ziggler, just in a hot air balloon trying to find himself.
So the next match was Enzo versus Big Casserole.
I enjoyed this one.
That was a good match. We had a heated discussion the next day as to what we thought the actual turnout should have been. Because I thought that Enzo should have at least had a little bit in there, but then the way that they're booking Big Cass at the moment doesn't really matter.
I think that Cass winning that was the right move, and I don't think Enzo ever needs a win over Big Cass, because Big Cass is just going to look like a bit of a twat.
He shouldn't have won, but I think Enzo might have got a bit more offense in. It was basically
There was a massive
it was a
squash.
pay-per-view squash match.
But Enzo cut the promo of his life.
Yeah,
that was. But
promo.
he needed to because he was going to get squashed.
The promo before it and like the promo building up to it, like being like, oh yeah, this match is going to happen next, was like fucking shit hot.
Yeah.
And then the match was just a squash match, and that didn't need to happen on a pay-per-view.
No,
Not on a pay-per-view. That should have happened on Raw.
It depends because
I think it did need to happen on a pay-per-view because it brought loads of heat to the feud, and it made Cass look like a fucking arse. Like, that's what he needed. He needed to look like this big, horrible guy.
A big ass.
A big ass, if you will.
A casshole.
A casshole. And Enzo obviously comes out looking weak, and I want to see what they're going to do with Enzo next. It's put Cass in a very good place. You know, obviously he can squash his mate, but can he squash the Big Show? And whoever else, maybe the Great Khali.
I think Enzo will just be a jobber.
Spoilers.
I think Enzo should be a manager. To be honest,
Yeah, I agree.
he'd make a great manager.
Yeah,
He's too good on the mic, and
yeah,
his
absolutely.
wrestling skills aren't as good as his mic skills.
Very true.
And so the next match was the Hardy Boys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Liam, please contain yourself.
Oh, I'm trying.
This was a 30-minute Iron Man match, and it started off with an instant pinfall,
So
which I thought was
fucking good, man.
I thought was really good. It really got over the how lethal Sheamus' kick was,
Yeah, man.
and it just got them straight into the pinfall. So then they went 2-0 up within inside 10 minutes. Then it went 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4. It was tense.
Fantastic.
It was a really good use of an Iron Man match. There was normally it waits till the very end to even for one pinfall to happen in even in a 30-minute. But this one was quite it kept things alive.
It's the best booked match of the night, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Possibly of the year so far.
I hated the ending.
Did you?
Yeah, hated it. Because I had to rewind it and go back, because there's a tag that isn't caught on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sheamus... No, Cesaro tags himself in, but that's not seen.
Mm-hmm.
Hardy hits a swanton on Sheamus and then is pinned off his own move. I was like, first of all, that's stupid. Also, Cesaro isn't the legal man.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to go back and hear the tag.
Oh, right.
I was like, oh, so he is, but the commentators didn't say anything about it.
Yeah. I also think the end of the match, Hardy nearly getting the pinfall and
That annoys
equalising,
me.
it didn't matter anyway, because the commentators had said about 10 minutes before, even if they equalise, Sheamus and Cesaro still walk away with the titles. So the big tense, are they going to make it at the end? It didn't matter anyway, because on a draw, they still would have kept the titles.
Yeah.
There was no point in the big dramatic finish.
Also, I think he hits a move and he goes for the pin and there's 2 seconds left. And it's like, oh, there's not going to be enough time. And then Michael Cole goes, there haven't got enough time. It's like, cheers, Michael.
Although I've got that the announce team oversold it. I'm not entirely sure what I meant by that.
Okay.
But at the time, I'm sure it was a poignant point I was going to make. I've also got down there was a super twist of fate, so I obviously marked the fuck out
Yeah,
for that,
very good.
which was cool. The next match was for the women's Raw Women's title, Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. It was a great match. I really, really liked it.
That was solid okay. I don't know. I'm not invested
There was
in
one
Alexa Bliss, Sasha
terrific
Banks
spot,
at all.
but the match.
Wait, was
Alexa's,
that the one where the
Alexa
finish
Bliss's
was
weird arm.
Yeah, the weird arm thing. That was cool.
I was like, Jesus
that was
Christ.
cool.
Good.
Was
was
the
very
finisher
Count
count
out.
out? Yeah,
Yes,
I didn't like that.
I liked it because it just it led to the altercations after the match. It was it was a very heelish thing to do, which is fair play, and then that riled up Sasha, which then led to the fighting on the announce table.
But then there's been nothing
Alright.
after that. Now she's facing Bailey at SummerSlam. Where's it going?
Yeah, it's just
What
very
was the point of
confused
that
booking.
match?
It was very confused booking.
It's almost as if, the whole DIY thing, Takeover Chicago, it's almost as if he put him through the announce table, threw him off, and then neither of them ever spoke of it again. That's kind of like what this is like.
Yeah.
Because it's not led to anything, and they've got another opponent straight away.
it is very. At the same time, while Raw's booking is going in a much better direction than it was a year ago, there's still things like this that they
Yes.
need to iron
Yeah.
out.
Again, to echo the last point, I hated the ending. It's because at Money in the Bank, Usos and New Day did a tag match,
And they walked
and the Usos got the count out.
Yep.
He just walked off. I was like, oh, that was good because the match was good, and I wanted to see it again. This ended in a count, and I was like, oh, that was shit, and I have no interest in seeing this match again.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It's situational, isn't it? You can do a shit count-out finish only if it's going to lead to something later and people are going to be invested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a point here that I think there was too much plug-in for SmackDown. It's a little thing, but I think, given that there's a brand split, and I kind of want there to be this
Competition.
inter-brand rivalry going on between them, and which is how it should be. But there was too much Cena's coming back on SmackDown, so this is happening on SmackDown. I was like, no, plug what's happening on Raw. You're a Raw pay-per-view. Stop telling us what's happening on SmackDown.
Do you remember on the old SmackDown vs. Raw games where Taz would be like, the dominant brand? And
Yeah.
It was like, we need that.
Absolutely.
We don't need fucking...
What we need is more
Plugs.
Taz in our lives.
We all need more Taz.
Everyone needs more Taz. Then there was The Miz versus Dean Wacky Fella Ambrose.
Wacky fella
Again,
himself.
for the Intercontinental title again.
Oh, I can't be arsed anymore.
Ambrose sold his knee like a motherfucker. He really, really got over the fact that his knee was hurt, and I really liked it.
That didn't save the fact I've seen this match like more than I've seen my own nose. So I don't need to see it again.
Yeah, no, it was fucking it's the same old shit. Really.
At this point, I was so pissed off with this pay-per-view, I paused it. I was like, right, I'm just gonna go do something else.
Yeah.
I'll watch the rest later. I just don't care.
Seeing this match,
top-notch journalism right here on A Few Good Marks.
Like, cause, do you know how many faces won on this pay-per-view?
Like a lot.
Faces.
Oh no, none.
Heath Slater beat.
He did.
What's his name?
We'll get to that.
Hawkins.
Yeah, we'll get to
That's
that.
the one face victory. Sasha won that count out.
The one
That doesn't
technical.
count.
Yeah.
I was like, this show is just depressing me, so I left.
I liked it because I'm a filthy heel mark, so I loved it. But
I've got why was Maurice in wrestling gear? I just didn't make any.
This really, really annoys me, but then I feel like I can't really say anything because like I manage in wrestling gear. But she don't wrestle. She's not actively wrestling. So why is she coming out in wrestling gear? It's
Exactly.
like she's teasing us. Well, I want to fucking see her wrestle. I don't want to see her come out in wrestling gear and just manage.
Yeah, it was. That
Have a
was
match.
weird. The way
I suppose, yeah.
Maybe
We're
we're trying to
paying
send
for
it
it,
in.
so-
Like, hey, I've still got all this stuff if you want to book
But
me.
she did that at WrestleMania and took 2 bumps and got pinned.
Yeah, well, it's better than taking no bumps. So, give her a. Nah, it was shit.
The finish of the match was good. The Miz Taraj getting involved for the win. I thought that was really good. I quite like the Miz Taraj.
I do.
It's an entirely different. It keeps the whole Miz thing a lot more fresh. And
It's
it
just
keeps
nice to see Bo Dallas back on TV.
Yeah.
Curtis Axel.
keeps his
Curtis
keeps his like heel run white hot. I think, and it was probably the right move, bringing in more people to be heelish with.
It's nice to see one of my boys doing something in Curtis Axel.
Absolutely. Next, now, gents, turn yourselves, because it was Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns in the ambulance match.
Oh,
Match of the night.
yes.
No. It was the one case I've put this down
Close.
since our.
Close.
It was brilliant.
Tag team match was just better for me, but it was good.
It was a very good match.
I'm-
Although the ending was really stupid.
Yeah,
Roman
guess-
Reigns-
fucking so good.
I fucking
out the way.
He looked so stupid. He looked so
that a third match in a
stupid. He
row?
literally just dived into the fucking ambulance.
They're just so
Trying to kill a man.
You
And
know,
then he fucking reversed into it. Like, who is the heel and who is the face? Yeah, I'm getting so confused with the booking with those two.
Well,
at the
it's
moment.
Vince McMahon's company, so obviously Reigns is the face.
Reigns is the face.
But the booking like a heel.
Exactly, that's right.
I can understand.
Do you know there was a-
ambiguous. Is he a face? Is he a heel? You know, if you try and kill someone, you're not a good guy.
there was a petition going around on Facebook the next day, which was to arrest Roman Reigns for fucking vehicular murder. It was amazing. So the match.
It was getting like Strowman out the ambulance, spending about 15 minutes trying to get him out.
Yeah, I was just
Absolutely.
like you're trying to get in with the angle. I was like, oh my Christ, they're not going to get the door open, are they?
Heath, Kurt, out you go.
Yeah,
I love them coming out, and you can see Heath Slater still taping up his wrists like,
I thought it was really good.
booking's a booking. Like,
I really liked it. I thought it was really good booking. Like the way
co-main
it's,
evented Great Balls of Fire.
pretty much, yeah. So Strowman no-sold a chair shot, and I marked the fuck out.
Yeah, same.
I was just like, he just hit him, and he just like looked at him, and I just went, oh my god. It was amazing.
Booking him as the monster that he should be, and I like that, and it makes a change from most bookings that WWE do of monsters where they get in the ring and dance for a bit.
Or dress up like a baby.
All that. And with the Great Khali coming back now as well, it's nice to see they're willing to book monsters the way they should book them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good.
I put, yeah, in my notes, I put best, funniest finish going. Oh, for the love of God. Pause.
This gaff is sick.
Hello. I'm in the middle of the podcast.
We'll edit this out.
We're live,
Or maybe
pal. We're
not.
live.
Oh, sorry.
We're live, pal. Yes.
You can get this clip on A Few Good Marks Extra.
Okay, no worries.
$7.99.
$7.99 a month.
Sounds all about it, so, okay. See you later, bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
By then.
Is that Roman
Right.
Reigns?
It was, yeah.
Tell him to turn over.
Something I didn't like
So it was actually Booker T. He was
saying I'm not a
Don't
bad
say
guy.
I'm real Jack, baby.
about the Strowman Reigns match was fucking cutting Strowman out of the ambulance later. He was lying on the floor like an hour later. I understand like he's been rammed into the side of the thing, but It's Braun Strowman. They should have booked him. Like, they're trying to cut him out of the ambulance, and they
Should
give
have
up
kicked the door.
and go, oh, we can't get it open, and then he should have just burst out the side.
I
and been
completely
fine.
agree. I thought he was going to kick the door down.
Yeah, same. I was waiting for it.
My
But no.
issue was, it's an ambulance match. The point is you beat up your opponent until he can no longer move and you place him in the ambulance. This was, whoops, moved out the way, missed me! I quickly slammed the door on him. Like, better luck next time. I was like, this defeats the point at the end of an ambulance match.
Yeah.
See, I liked it because it made you think, oh, Braun's more than just this big fella. He's also smart. Like, he's not, oh, I can win this if I just shut the doors now. And then he did.
It was a perfectly logical thing to do, and I really liked it. It was just like,
Can't fault that
perfect
match.
wrestling. Like, unlike a certain match, which we will get onto, which had no logic whatsoever, which I will fume about in a second. It's one from Battleground.
The entire pay-per-view.
Yeah.
No. So then we had, as we've mentioned, we had Kurt Hawkins versus Heath Slater.
Match of the night.
Absolutely. We didn't even
I
get
skipped this one.
you didn't even get to see the finish. The
Match
bell
of the
rang,
year.
and they announced that Heath had won, and I was like, oh, okay. It was okay. It took ages to get the door open, and I was very impressed that Braun walked away from the crash.
Yes.
I
Same.
was like, that is After what's just happened, them showing that he's still on his own 2 feet, like fucking great booking. Yeah, and as I've got down here, what quite a heel thing to do for Reigns, which we've already discussed. So grand. And then it was your main event time. It was Senor Joe versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
I fucking hate Brock Lesnar. I didn't even watch this
It
match.
was.
I hate it.
It was so overhyped for what it was. I was so disappointed by this match.
It was very disappointing.
In the same vein of enjoying Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, because it was just this short burst of, oh, it's Brock Lesnar and another big fella. I enjoyed it in a way. Didn't like how it ended with 1 F5. I think that was a bit.
Yeah.
I think it should have ended with a.
Although I still think Joe looked really strong in
did.
defeat, so that ain't no bad thing.
And Brock also said apparently after the match that he really enjoyed working with Joe. So I could imagine seeing them working together again, and we are going to see it again.
are gonna see it,
at
which-
SummerSlam.
I liked the start of the match because it started off with punches and kicks and it seemed like a proper fight between the two, and then it just dissolved into German, sleeper, German, sleeper, F5.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
There's
see.
no real like storytelling to it. and there
Not
was-
at all.
It was just
They never really-
who can sit
Yeah, I
there
was
and
gonna say, you
finish
show me
it.
a Brock Lesnar match of recent history that actually has storyline. in
I'm
it.
glad you said of recent history then.
Well, yeah, because I mean, ever since
2002 is fairly recent.
I weep
not
when I think
really.
about how good Brock
It's a long time ago.
15 years ago.
1066.
I remember his debut then.
Those are the days. So that was. We'll go back and we'll do an overview of what's going on Raw after we've done. I say done after we've crawled through Battleground. My God, this pay per view was.
Can I just
crap.
say, I thought Great Balls of Fire was the worst pay-per-view I've ever seen, and it would take me a long time before WWE put another bad show like this on again. But about 3 weeks later, you went for it.
Jesus Christ. Okay, it started off. I went into it. It's just like, okay, I'm just gonna, as you should with all of them, go into it with an open mind, and just like, okay, just enjoy it. Let's, hopefully it delivers. First match did. The New Day, the new SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. Also, I've got it's the New Day versus the Usos, because the Roman Reigns' cousins. That
Yeah,
joke
that's me, boys. Yeah.
that joke was funnier on paper.
This is a
It
good
wasn't
move.
even that funny on paper.
Wasn't even funny on paper.
Side trivia note: Kofi Kingston is the only man to hold both of all the tag team championships.
It is indeed. He also is.
Heroes.
There was
makes sense.
there was a segment they did which was on WWE.com, was on Facebook, and Xavier Woods was like saying to Kofi, like, you are the most decorated African American wrestler going, and like what an inspiration he was. So I went and did some number crunching. Kofi is a 13-time champion, has never held either of the world titles though, which hopefully hopefully one day. Who knows?
Not a chance.
Big E first, though.
If in a world, I've got one thing to say to that. If Jinder Mahal can be WWE champion,
That is
Kofi
true.
Kingston can still become WWE champion. So then behind him this is just in WWE. Booker T's behind him with 10. Includes a world heavyweight title reign.
Is that including his 5 time?
No, it's not. So he's
Time.
he's a 15 time.
So he's the most winning.
So he is the most winning. So he's 15 time. So he's a 15 time technically, but just in WWE, he's a 10 time.
With a shorter career of Kofi as well, I think it's quite impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Devon Dudley is right behind them with 9, but all of them were tied belts, obviously. Then there's Shelton Benjamin, who had 6 reigns. My boy D'Lo Brown has 5. And Mark Henry has only won 3 titles.
In a 20-year career.
1 ECW, 1 World Heavyweight. Can anyone guess the last one?
European.
You saw that on my notes.
And Ahmed Johnson.
I just know Mark Henry.
And Ahmed Johnson won 1. What a lad. So yeah.
I also can't fucking read your writing for shit.
Good. Good. At least I can.
Your writing's about as good as your spelling.
There it goes. Snap. Yeah, I spelt the I spelt the title card wrong on the last podcast, and I'm sorry for.
I hope everyone enjoyed our stipulation. Macfuzz podcast.
Max. So it's the first time I could remember Xavier Woods getting a pinfall for the title. First time I can remember him being in the title match, and it made sense because he did get the pinfall and he did win. And they also made a point about that in the segment afterwards, in saying that was Xavier Woods' first ever time winning a pinning to win a title in the FedGround. And the Usos have won me over. I really like them.
Good, it's about time.
I really like them. I was watching this match. I was like, these Usos are damn good.
Yeah, this change of character they've put on has really worked.
Better than being we're happy Samoans.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they absolutely fucking ruined the match with a springboard, elbow drop into a super kick out at 2. That was a perfect finish. And if it wasn't going to be used to the finish, it's a tag team match. I saw him break up.
Yeah.
Or he was next to the ropes, get a rope break, but he kicked out.
break.
I was like, that is a
look
look
strong.
finished any match.
Xavier Woods
Ruined
looks
it.
strong.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did.
I think they needed them belts though, because the New Day are getting a bit stale.
Yeah, they needed the
I
belts.
think they needed
Absolutely.
them.
I think
They need the
Xavier's
belts
really
back.
turned a page with this one.
Oh, it's so funny.
Like 4 podcasts until we actually talked about Xavier Woods.
So the next match was Nakamura against Baron Jeremy Corbyn. Again, these puns. I'm just going to start with these puns.
No, I quite like that, to be honest.
Thank you. It was a DQ finish, which, given what's actually happened now, I'm not too bothered about. But at the time, I was like, yeah.
Would have preferred a double down finish,
Yeah, I could have bought that more.
to be honest.
But Corbyn attacking Nakamura after the match. I don't think Corbyn needed to do it because he's got the briefcase. Is much more of a slow burn thing. He doesn't need to be strong all the time because he's still got that in reserve if he needs it. But
I don't know, because if you look at Money in the Bank holders of recent history, you've got people like Jack Swagger, who can burn out very quickly if you don't remind people he can kick ass.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
I
Very
think it's
true.
good to remind people of it, but I hope we don't see it every week.
Yeah,
I just thought the match was extremely boring.
it was.
It was 12 minutes.
Nakamura's
And it was
wrong.
12 minutes and about 8 minutes of it was a bear hug.
There was
Yeah,
the
that's about
stupid. Okay, the announce team. I don't only block out the announce team. The announce team were fucking awful during this show. Awful. There was one quote. Go back, rewind it right down, and it said. They outright said Nakamura has never faced anyone with the striking power of Corbyn. Are you having a fucking laugh? Do you know where this guy comes from? Do you know the promotion this guy made a name for himself in?
Not even that.
Oh.
In the company, you only have to go back and watch his NXT match with Sami Zayn.
Yeah!
That statement is not true!
Oh my god!
They kept saying about, oh yeah, he's Golden Gloves this and boxing that. I was like, I haven't seen him do so much as one weave or put his hands up or any boxing related things at all. He doesn't even
It
wear
was-
gloves.
It's terrible fucking discipline.
It was crap.
for him.
It was
Since
crap.
Nakamura's been called up to the main roster, I think he's been booked completely wrong.
Absolutely.
Like, to say how good he is, he's getting booked to look shit.
Yeah.
The only reason the match came on, I was like, I don't really care, but I'm going to watch this just for Nakamura. And 12 minutes later, I was like, I really regret watching this
Which is not
match.
much. It was. I think it's a case of WWE banking on people still being like what's the word? Starstruck
Yeah.
by Nakamura. Like, oh look, he's Shinsuke Nakamura. He's WWE's rockstar. What? It's like, well,
These
put him in a
people-
good match,
yeah,
and then I'll give a shit.
They also have a habit of bringing people up from NXT going, oh, the 400 people in Full Sail really liked him. It's like, there's 14,000 of them here, none of them know who the fuck he is.
I know. I mean, it is a shame because of the buzz that there was around Nakamura when he first came in, and to see him have slowed down a lot with his momentum. It's a bit sad, although that may change. But we'll discuss that in a sec.
I hope so.
So the next match was a women's elimination match for the number one contendership. It was okay.
I'm so happy with it. As a female, I can appreciate it.
It was decent. It was not a bad match at all. It was pretty good.
When Charlotte
It was one of the better matches on the card.
Yeah.
when Charlotte full on lifted Nia up and just fucking power bombed her.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That
I
was-
could only
that
wish
was
that I would
sick.
ever be able to do that. And I'm really glad that Nia won. I'm so glad because
Nice.
she's one of the better wrestlers and she's been jobbing out when she's one of the better ones because the four horsewomen have come up.
It's a long time coming for Natalia, if you ask me.
Yeah.
She absolutely deserves a chance because she's not really had one on this stage.
And I really think this is really her last chance.
Yeah,
It's
me
like
too.
you've
Yeah.
got to you know what? You keep saying you're part of the Hart Dynasty. Go out there at SummerSlam and prove it.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be one of the matches that, even though Naomi's not great, she's not the best women's wrestler
Great.
on the roster. But yeah, it's just what.
Everyone.
Oh,
this
do you
is
like Naomi?
I
Yes,
love
you are.
Naomi.
God.
Also,
I've got two-
sorry to interrupt. What the fuck is the state of that belt?
That's literally my first note. State of your belt, mate.
The fucking state of it.
Shocking.
How long have I been saying that Naomi is shit because her gimmick is she glows in the dark?
Yeah, but
That's not enough to build a
by
character on.
that
It's like,
reason.
oh, now
Braun
put that with the
Strowman's
belt
gimmick
glow.
is that he wears pants.
Yeah, but the hold his arm in the air and shout out
She's
Braun.
good. She's getting.
Yeah, but once-
She's getting
once he's in
booked
his
on as
pants, he
well.
does damage.
When you looked at her compared to when Nikki and Brie was the faces of the women's division going back a few years, Naomi came and it was fucking hell, and she's black as well. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that is a big
Black
deal.
women don't get a chance, and she was one of the better wrestlers. But I think that now that the people from NXT have come up, it's took her shine away from her. So people are like Naomi's shit, but she's not. I don't think she's anyway. I think she's good.
It's not so much that she's shit, it's just there's better people.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to see her as a legitimate competitor when you've got people like Charlotte on
And
the roster
Becky.
with her.
But I mark out when she does that jumping, puts her ass
the
in
rear
face.
view.
Yeah, the rear view.
You know what,
I
though?
mark out.
Don't get me wrong, so do I, but for very different reasons.
The longer that match went on yesterday,
Yesterday.
the other week,
Does feel like
on
it's still
Sunday.
going on.
On Sunday.
the longer it went on, the more I just thought, Naomi, you need to shut the fuck up.
Commentary was
You cannot
awful.
talk. You talk like you've got a mouthful of wasps.
Shite on her. She
I
was
would
awful
really
on
love
commentary.
for at SummerSlam Natty to win and then Carmella to just cash in and be a
Yeah, I think that.
I think that will
I'd be
happen.
game for that.
be a great heel move.
Absolutely. Because I don't
Natty
think
is-
Because it'd be nice jobbing out again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which the twisted part of my brain would love to see. As much as I really want Natty to get some success, I just want her to
Yeah,
win.
I think
and then
it'd just be the perfect slap in
It's
the
taken her
face.
like
wouldn't it?
10 years.
And
Yeah.
how you were saying about people forgetting when someone's holding money in the bank, I kind of forgot Carmella existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Given all the controversy that was around that, given around the title,
And you fucking give her a
the
hit.
win as well. I think they should have kept it on her anyway.
Yeah.
But it was just the way that they did it. But we've discussed that in the past.
They should, to quickly say, to reiterate what we said last time.
Reiterate.
If they're gonna do a screwy finish like that, just stick to it. Don't do the week after again.
Yeah.
Just go with it, take the controversy and ride it out, and
Yeah.
play it as a heel move. Don't go, oh, we're gonna make the faces look like heels.
Yeah.
It just was stupid. But as you say, we've covered that
But
before.
I've got one last note, which is Lana should not be in a ring, let alone on a pay-per-view.
I agree.
I agree.
The theme is boss. It's an
The
absolute
most
banger.
90s theme I've heard since 1999.
It's a good thing.
She's so fit, but so bad in the ring.
Oh, it's,
She's
so
so bad.
I did like the.
she needs to go
like
back
the
to. I really wanted to go
chemistry
back
between her
to Rusev. She's just
Tamina.
far better.
She's
Tamina?
so awful, like
Yeah.
absolutely awful.
I didn't think I would miss Emelina, but I would love for Emma to be in the spot that
Yeah.
Emma has right now.
Yeah.
She would fit so much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's so much better.
Completely
in the
agree.
ring.
So next was the US title match, which was AJ won a battle royal on SmackDown 2 weeks before the pay-per-view. WWE then went to Madison Square Gardens, and because it's MSG, they did something special, and AJ won the US title from Kevin Owens. Then a house show, which was not uncommon, but was
Unexpected.
different. And then they had this rematch. And Kevin Owens won and regained his US title.
It's just bloody stupid.
And then fucking on SmackDown, AJ won it again. Which is why the ending...
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's won it again.
What? I didn't
Which is
even know.
why people are saying that the ending of the match...
What? I've not been following this week's SmackDown.
Tip-top journalism right here, folks.
I work full time, pal.
So,
Mr. No Days Off. but,
so,
Basically,
yeah, it's-
Owens had the belt. AJ came out. Was like, I'd like a rematch. Jericho came back. Was like, I'd also like a rematch.
I never
So
got a
Shea
rematch.
was like, triple threat.
it was a really good
AJ
match,
won.
to be fair.
This is a bit fucking stupid, isn't it?
Which is why I think they said the finish of the match, I think people are saying was botched and AJ didn't kick out in time or something because the ref was just doing his job and counted to 3. And then Owens, like being the fucking amazing worker that he is, was like, oh yeah, I just won, yeah, give me the belt, yeah. And AJ was just kind of like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
Well,
the ending was
well,
stupid.
well,
because
you're
you
not
gonna-
knew what was going on.
Fair fucks to them for doing that and not just going 1, 2,
Yeah, absolutely. Which is how it should be.
3.
Kick the fuck out!
Yeah, at least they didn't have fucking brown bread going, kick out!
I fucking hate it.
Exactly. But overall, I thought it was a really good match. I wrote down here absolute classic. I thought it was best match on the card.
No!
I thought it was
Classic.
Good. I thought it was a really good
Kevin
match.
Owens just doesn't need to get over. He doesn't need to keep getting these belts. He's over as fuck. The fans love him, even if he is a heel, and he's one of the best heels we've ever seen. You don't need to keep having these belts. Let
Yeah.
somebody
Fully agree.
else have.
Also, he's got zero chemistry with AJ Styles.
I think this is the
Oh
thing-
my god, they're awful together.
This is the thing that's bugged me for years about WWE. You've got 2 great talents in Styles and Owens, and they put on a good match.
Yeah,
That's it.
You want it to be
This
amazing.
has always been my problem, that they've had such great talent and they've never put on great matches.
Yeah,
I think they need to weed out who has good chemistry with each other and who doesn't. And these two don't have great... They can do a decent match together because they're great workers, but the
Yeah.
chemistry isn't there. They need people who they have chemistry with. AJ needs a program with someone like Cena that he has good chemistry with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Owens equally needs someone like Zayn who he has good chemistry with.
On the subject of Cena, we now come to the flag match.
Oh
against
my
Rusev.
god, America.
Fuck yeah! Why on God's green earth were we having this match? Okay, first of all, it was a new type of... I'm going to just rant here.
Okay.
It was a new type of concept where instead of just retrieving the flag from the podium, from the post, you then had to take it up the ramp and put it in a holster, which was on some steps or whatever.
Which would release the Eagles.
First of all, why wouldn't, if the flag was just lying around on the ground, why wouldn't you just grab the flag and run?
You would.
If I've said, like, this happens so much where Cena was like laid out and Rusev was like, and the flag was just just within his reach. Just grab it and run. You're an athletic guy. Run for fuck's sake. Why not use the flag as a weapon?
Thank you.
Why not? You could.
Oh, no, I know.
Bit of heat like that, and a bit of whack across the back.
I know
Just
why
shove it
they-
in the stomach.
No, I know why they didn't use the flags as weapons, because I don't know if you've seen the comment section of WWE's post recently, but oh my god, some Americans are really triggered about the flag hitting
Yeah.
the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, I was thinking that. I thought as soon as that flag hit the floor, I was like,
Patriotic, aren't they?
people are going to
Yeah.
get pissed off
They're,
at that.
they're
it's fair
genuinely
play,
like,
it's like
they're so... I can't understate how mad they are. They're fuming with WWE. They're like, I'm stopping watching. I've seen about 18 people in the comment section that said they're cancelling the network subscription because they let Old Faithful or whatever it's called.
Oh, glory.
Sorry, Americans. Touch the floor. I'm probably going to get crucified if any Americans listen.
I skipped the match, which is becoming a theme of these pay-per-views. It's a flag match involving the US flag. Cena's not going to lose, is he? So I just skipped to the end.
It's the same
Cena's
as, it's the same as New Day coming out in fucking American gear. I was like,
yeah, that was like that was also like, I'm also going to get crucified for this. I don't. It's like why is the English like? Why don't we feel as patriotic about anything to do with our country?
Because get ready for this. A flag's just a bit of cloth with some colours on it.
Alright, hit the nail.
Sit down.
Yeah, but we're not like that anyway. Just in general, not even like
everyone's
not
just-
even with wrestling, like in real life.
Everyone, I think
Moody cunt.
Now, if it had been a cup of
we
tea,
don't take ourselves too.
We've got
a cup of tea.
We are-
That's probably the one thing we would be pissed off about if in a Jack Gallagher like thing and someone spilt some tea. Everyone, you know what? They wouldn't be fuming. They'd be extremely loud, tutting, and much shaking. Like, waste of fucking tea, that mate.
All we care about is the fucking Queen and a cup of tea.
Some people don't even give a shit about the Queen.
I think.
Quick return to wrestling.
Thank you.
Your question, why is it a flag match? That's not the question. It's why is there a flag match in 2017?
Yes. That is,
The
that's
point
pretty
is,
much what
this
I was
match would
asking.
have worked if you believe wrestling is real. But when we sit there and think, why is he not just walking with the flag?
Yeah,
Or why is
exactly.
Cena crawling on the floor to get his place? Like, get up. If this was 1982, I was like, come on, Cena! You can do it! Beat the evil Bulgarian!
For America!
It would have been great.
Yeah!
But
Yeah,
they're
baby.
just sat there as marks, like,
A few good ones, you could say.
hey, what the fuck is going on here?
I just think what I really don't know if I like or not is the fact they did all the America stuff and then at the end I had Jinder win again.
Well, that's why they did all the American stuff, and like they had the New Day wrapped, in the American flag as their gear, and they had Cena in this is because you need to pander to the American ego, as it were.
And
You
then
need to
drop
make
bombs.
them feel good, and then
Build them up.
and then you can
before you
stop.
take
It's like,
it back to them.
you're not paying attention. They're like a sport kid. It's like, oh, but you're not paying attention to us anymore. But we're the greatest country in the world. But yeah, fuck off.
To make it relevant.
I love America. I love you, but fuck off.
Society.
fucking dumb.
They should have had John Cena versus Sin Cara in a build-a-wall match.
Amazing.
Like they're throwing bricks and cement on the side.
quickest person to
14-hour-long
you should have made it a race. They should have just made it a race. They should have gone, right, it's like the flags are over there, things, pole, holster,
Yeah, that would have been
things
much
are over
better.
there. First one to reach wins.
Yeah.
Because it's all it is. It's just
a
a
race,
race.
innit?
It's just a race.
On that
You're racing
note,
them instead.
20-meter sprint match.
On that note, I've got, why did Rusev set up the tables? Granted, led to a nice spot. Why set up the tables? Cena was down for long enough. Your flag was right by it. Walk over and win the match. Ah!
It was so fucking stupid. I don't mind
Hated
having a
it. Hated this
stipulation
match.
if they play to it.
But no, they played to it, but in the most stupid way possible. It was just awful. I hated this match. I hated it. And then the fashion police came and saved the day.
Good.
It kind of gave me flashbacks. Sorry, I'm just going to say the last point on the WrestleMania 2 years ago when they both came out with like fucking.
Yeah,
Flags
31.
and that.
Yeah.
The fact flags and that is still the gimmick of John Cena and
Flags
Rusev
and
2
that.
years later.
Fuck
2 years
off.
later, and it's fucking still now. We've seen it, and now it's like a fucking race to see who can get a flag in a fucking.
Fuck's sake.
Pot.
Yeah.
Why not take? That's another thing. Why not grab the holster and throw it into the fucking crowd? Yeah, go and get that sometime. You may hit somebody in the head, but you may knock some fucking sense into them. Fuck!
You really didn't like this.
I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
I'm glad I just skipped most of it now.
Maybe it was attached to the thing.
No, it moved because Rusev picked it up and whacked him over the back.
That's how little attention I paid to it then.
Exactly. I'm moving on. Fashion police were fucking amazing.
Yes,
they were
as
so
always.
funny.
I love them.
So funny. We still haven't found out who their attackers are, although there are rumours that it could be a tag team from NXT.
Oh, Joe, I would love not to see who's attacking them, but to come up and help them from the attacker, the Velveteen Dream, from NXT.
That would work so well. He's not ready yet, but that would work. He's not ready to go on the main roster.
I hope if they drag it out long enough,
I think they will. They're
They
making.
will.
They're making like they've got a T-shirt now.
I
This is
love
making money.
I've heard two
They will.
rumours.
They will very soon be selling a police cap with the logo on
Yeah,
the top.
Absolutely.
That's going to be happening.
I've heard two rumours. One, it's Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, or WWE don't know and they're going to keep doing this until you find a tag team like, yeah,
It's
you're them.
worthy enough. I think that's pretty much
Yeah.
how
Same guy that threw the pie at
Pretty
Kevin Owens,
feasible.
probably.
standard WWE booking in it. We'll just suck it and see. Let's go.
Keep
with it.
going and hope for the best.
Then there was Mike Kanellis with Maria
I love Maria.
against Sami Zayn. It was decent. It wasn't anything special.
I don't
It was
think
a SmackDown match. It really wasn't
it's 50-50
it wasn't
booking,
great.
Can't be asked with it,
But Maria was great.
as always.
Great ass.
I think she got over.
She's in a candy shop.
She is.
She's
Actually, no, I don't like Maria.
No.
Who is in the candy shop this week?
We don't actually, you know what, like, I can't put this we can talk about this. No one at home is going to know what the fuck we're talking about. Because the episode where we, like, made the candy shop has not come out yet.
Syndication.
Wow. It's the same thing with the Willow gimmick. No one knows where that's come from yet either.
Is that still
Mystery.
out?
No.
We did a Willow podcast.
That was the first time when he first did the wow.
Right, okay.
That's not come out yet.
That was an old one.
Coming
when-
soon.
So when we started all this like Few Good Mark stuff, I just sort of like didn't put any of the old stuff out. It's on YouTube.
It's ready
not
to go.
public. It's
Right.
not public.
Bonus material
But
coming
it's been up there
soon.
for about 3 months.
Subscribe and get ready for
A few good marks extra.
Yeah,
top shit.
$7.99.
And then the main event, which was, I mean, just
Oh, fantastic.
amazing. It's just complete bollocks.
I was
It's
actually
great.
quite looking forward to it.
I was like, right, come on, prove to me this can be good. Prove to me this can be good.
I enjoyed it, me.
Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton in a Punjabi prison match
Hear
for the
me-
WWE
hear me
title.
out.
You enjoyed it. Could you even see it?
If you watch it as a mark,
As a mark.
you will really enjoy that match. If you just get rid of all the bullshit, if you get rid of all the, oh, this is stupid, it's just funny. It's just like you watch the Singh brothers just get like thrown into the sun, and it's like, oh, this is just great. I
That's
love
the
it.
same as
It
the
had-
flag match, though.
It had the same problem as the
There
flag
shouldn't be a
match.
Punjabi prison match in 2017.
There should never have been a Punjabi
should
prison
never
match.
have been.
It had the same problem with the flag match. Was just like just walk out the door, just fucking
It's just Hell in a
stop
Cell.
scrambling, just go, just
turn
run
around
and
now.
slide, and yeah, exactly,
Shut
just
up,
go.
welcome in.
And also, bloody, I thought the whole point of the bamboo being around the top, although it's supposed to be sharp, the point was you're not supposed to be able to climb over it. That was the point, which was where the doors. And then it was like he got out, I was just like, and then Randy Orton just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
you say
very
just
good
run
prison.
over, you say just go through the door.
Alright
Go
then.
through the door, climb up, step across, and you're like, you're on the
For,
win.
for a prison, it's not very good at keeping people in, is
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a bit shit.
it? Also, you
It's
can't
enough.
fucking see shit.
Oh, it was awful. You could tell, like, literally, when as soon as the bell rung, they went to the hard cam and you could see fuck all. And so you could just tell there was somebody in the back just going, go to the ringside cams, go to the ringside cams! Because you couldn't be
Maybe
then you
it's
couldn't really
much
see
more
what-
useful. Like, I would have thought they'd put holes in to get the cameras in. Like,
You got
TNA
some,
did in
you
them
got
cages.
some good shots. You got some good shots, but it wasn't.
They should have put cameras like wrapped to the inside of the bamboo and just.
That would have been cool.
Like
the House of
security
Horrors.
footage.
Yeah.
Like the House of Horrors.
No, but like Orton and Mahal just should have avoided those bits, not go near the cameras, but not make it obvious that there's cameras there, better not destroy the equipment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then just it looked like Randy was going to win. The saviour of all saviours, the great Carly, returned to Jinder Mahal's music.
And Titantron.
And Titan
They're
Drum.
all the same.
Fucking amazing.
The Crimson Chin himself. That's how massive Carly's chin
The
is.
Punjabi
The
Playboy.
best thing was when he held the belt up at the end and like held it for like about 5 minutes and everyone was like, well, are you gonna give fucking Jinder his belt back now? And he was just like, and he was like that. Jinder was just like, yeah, you have your shine, mate.
I want the belt. Yeah, you want the belt. I want the belt back.
To be fair, you tell Carly I want my belt back.
That's true. I've really got no problem. I'm just kind of going with this thing at the moment, like, and I've not got a problem with Carly being there in a bodyguard capacity, but as long as he's not wrestling.
No, he'll
As
wrestle.
long as he's not wrestling.
He'll wrestle Vince backstage.
He came out and did exactly what he can do, and that is leaned. He leaned on Randy Orton.
No.
He just has to go out there and lean on something.
I was shocked he could climb like 2 feet up the stage without his knees.
You can tell he didn't want to.
Bloody hell.
So you don't want to see him wrestle? Are you not looking forward to WrestleMania 35 in New Delhi when it's Mahal versus the Great Khali?
Oh my god, that's going to happen, isn't it? So that's both pay-per-views. Overall thoughts on both pay-per-views?
Hated them both.
Great
equal.
Balls of Fire wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. Battleground was worse than I was expecting it to be. I actually had more hope for Battleground than I did for Great Balls of Fire, but I think that was just because the name was shit.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Great Balls of Fire, it's a bit abstract, but I think they might have made the name Great Balls of Fire to make everyone go, oh my god, this is a meme. And just destroy it before it even happens, and then make what I thought was one of the best pay-per-views of the year so far.
Yeah, people are saying it's been one of the best so far, and I would probably agree with you.
That Sheamus and Cesaro against the Hardy Boys thing.
Great match.
If I wasn't a Bark before, I'm a Bark now.
Do you want to explain Bark?
So you've got
sick.
Marks,
Yeah.
and then you've got Sheamus and Cesaro. They don't just raise the bar, they are the bar. And if you're a mark for the bar, you're a Bark.
Right. Brilliant.
Thank you.
So that is what that explanation got.
Can I just one more point on the Punjabi prison?
Yes.
It's a variation of a cage match.
Yes.
What's the point of a cage match?
Keep people in.
And keep people out.
Yes.
We got the same match we had at Backlash.
Yeah. And the Singh Brothers. I really didn't want the Singh Brothers to get involved.
It was Mahal versus Orton in a slow, plodding pace. The Singh Brothers get involved, take a crazy bump, Mahal wins. We saw the match 3 times, same match 3 times, add all the bells and whistles to it as you want.
Absolutely.
It was the same match.
That is spot on, to be honest.
There we go. So
And
that's-
genuinely, if I didn't have to come on a podcast and review the next few pay-per-views, I would stop watching.
well, the next one's SummerSlam, so.
Got much for it.
So the going on to the Raw overview going into SummerSlam, and obviously our next big what?
I think
My
he's just
black
imagining
son.
the next storyline.
My black
We will get to this. Can we just talk about the Universal title picture? As we now know, it's a Fatal 4-Way. SummerSlam, which I'm very much looking forward to.
wrecked.
It's going to be
I'm looking forward to
It's
that.
going to be sick. So yeah, my black son, Kurt Angle, and Jason Jordan are supposedly related.
This is
What the fuck
This
is
will
going
work.
on?
This will work if he turns on Kurt and he's like, I was using you to get to the top.
That's the only
That is
way.
how
That's
it
the only
needs
way
to
it
be
could
played
work.
out.
Okay,
If
so
he's
I'm
to
going
get to the
again.
top,
Oh,
he's
top
to
actor.
like, I
Trying
used
Kurt.
you to get this far, put a title on the kid, and literally then have him turn.
I honestly, I think I want to agree, but I can't imagine Jason Jordan not smiling. He looks happy when he's angry.
Yeah, even when he's doing like when he was doing the his shine moment with American Alpha, even when he took his straps off, he wasn't like yeah, he was like yeah.
I really want a montage over the coming weeks of like Angle teaching him how to tie his shoes.
So this is what you do: you put your thumb under your strap like this, and you bring it down over your shoulder,
Okay,
and
Dad.
bring your arm out, and then you do the same on the other side, and then you bring your arms to your side, and you shout. Yeah!
You just cut to Jason Jordan and the straps are just like one's over it. So I'm not getting it, Dad.
Just on the ball on the floor, it's like,
I've just had a
fuck.
thought. You know, I've just had a thought. Shelton Benjamin's coming back, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
It's gonna do a Ray and Eddie. Jason Jordan on a
custody
pole
for-
match.
I thought you were going somewhere else. Like, I thought you were going to say they were going to do a new World's Greatest Tag Team.
I think
No, they're gonna fight over custody. They're gonna
Yeah,
fight over
I
custody,
prefer
Jason
that
Jordan.
more.
I definitely prefer that more.
I could believe Jason Jordan is Shelton Benjamin's son.
The age,
That's a story.
age gap's a bit weird.
Well, did anyone see the first edition of Smacking Talk?
Yes.
Daniel Bryan claiming Chad Gable is his son, despite the 5-year
yeah.
age difference.
I'd seen that.
Amazing.
Brilliant. It's
Amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Smacking talk on tout.
On Tout.
Tout.
It's not even on Tout yet. You
I don't think
only-
there is a tout anymore, is
I
there?
thought, yeah,
Tout is
it's
still
going.
Daniel Bryan's got a Tout, and like,
Fuck.
the last thing on there was from like 2014.
That's like so 2007. That's, what the fuck is this?
So stupid.
WWE tried to, do I remember when WWE really tried to get that over?
They invested millions in Tout.
They really tried to get it over.
Millions. That's why we
I think
don't
that's
have
why I looked
Pyro
at it.
now.
That's why Vince can't do anything outside of wrestling.
Yeah.
It was his new XFL.
Yeah, there's a new WBF.
Oh god.
Shocking. And then my only other point,
Here comes Town.
Look at the video quality, wow!
Look at the play button.
My only other point I've got to make on Raw is Matt and Jeff being all broken.
Oh, I'm so.
I'm literally checking because I'm a cheapskate. I won't give WWE as much money as they want me to give them. I keep checking Euroshop every 5 minutes to see if either one of their new T-shirts have gone on to sale.
I would love for one day just on the shop the way they announced the broken gimmick is the Reborn by Fate thing.
Yes.
If they just like split it in half and skew it slightly. That's the only thing they do.
Yeah, that would be good. And then SmackDown, which obviously happened this week, is the latest to it. What?
SmackDown. It obviously happened. It was a Tuesday.
It was the latest. It was the.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, no, did I.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a famous spoiler for SummerSlam though.
Next week, it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura against John Cena for a number one contenders match against Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, but they've already spoiled it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm watching SmackDown.
They've already spoiled it.
Why?
By releasing the poster, because they've got Bailey and Alexa Bliss next to each other, and then Natalya and Naomi next to each other, and then the Fatal 4-Way at the top, and then you've got John Cena, Nakamura, and
Jinder
Mahal.
So it's going to it's a triple threat.
So it looks like
Fatal three-way.
Well, it could be, but
It could be, but they could have just done that to throw us off, kind of thing.
Could be. Could very well be. I mean, you've got to get Cena's, face on the poster somehow, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'd love to see a triple threat.
I'd be well game for a
It
triple
would be a
threat.
very good match.
I don't know. Maybe not.
If you focus on Shinsuke and Cena and just have Mahal coming in, oh Maharaja, every once in a while,
Yeah,
then it'd be okay.
Carly's gonna come out like next week and just lean on someone, and then it'll be like, oh, now I'll have to be.
He's just going to get old Nakamura by the throat while Jinder does his finish on Cena.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then everything else we've kind of covered. I just want to reiterate that Jericho's back, and I'm really happy about that.
I only found out today, about 10 minutes ago. I'm so excited to go and watch SmackDown.
I also saw somebody shared a video package, and it was a really well put together video package
The total
of
package.
AJ Styles against Undertaker at Survivor Series. I'm not sure whether this is leaked already, but I don't know how it can be.
Like the same way that
The way it's done, you can tell it's a fan made.
Oh, it's a fan made one.
like
But
the same way
even
that
so,
Styles was facing Shawn Michaels at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
that's true.
Adapt.
Please, no, God, no.
I mean, it's going to be. I mean, it's almost inevitable that is where Undertaker's going to have his last match at Survivor Series, and he's going to win because he's going to win because Undertaker deserves to.
Did you not watch
No,
WrestleMania?
obviously we watch WrestleMania,
Well then,
but I think it's
I know
just.
what you mean, like, he's not officially announced that he's retired, but, like, don't
It's
put him in the
ins-
ring again, he's gonna die for real this time.
It
I
is
don't think he's gonna.
insisted,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
it's not exactly an Undertaker thing to go.
It's been
"Alright, I'm
suggested.
going now. Bye. Like,
No,
you know,
not really.
See it. Yeah.
No,
But
but I
didn't
think
the
it's not
Undertaker
Undertaker thing to
ask
do.
Reigns to put him out? Didn't he say he wanted Cena to do it, and then obviously Vince was like, I don't want Cena putting you out, and then he said, all right, then I want Reigns doing it.
All right, maybe that's
Like
what
it was
is.
Taker that actually said, I want Roman Reigns to put me out. I want to put Roman Reigns over.
I don't think it was. I think it was Vince asked him, if it's Reigns, do you mind? And he was like, yeah, he's the guy you want to push, so I'll do it. But I think it was still Vince's idea.
Because he's Vince's guy.
Because I read something similar, and I think I remember, but I'm not sure which way around it was.
He should have retired when Brock defeated the Streak.
I agree.
This week on SmackDown officially jumped the shark and hammered the final nail in the coffin of finishes no longer mean anything.
Go on.
The triple threat match. Jericho kicks out of Styles 450.
Amazing.
Jericho kicks out of the pop-up powerbomb.
Fuck.
Styles kicks out of the code breaker. And then I think eventually AJ Styles wins. But I was like, it was like
Styles
a
wins,
4-minute highlight, and it was just kicking out finishes. I was like, well,
Finishes are dead.
shit.
This is for a mid-card title as well. So you're either saying
Yeah,
finishes in
bloody
general
hell.
are shit, or mid-card talent finishes are so weak, everyone could just kick out of them straight
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Especially when you consider how much emphasis is put on moves like the F5 and the Muscle Buster on Raw. It just kind of, it burns in comparison. It's
Very
not great.
true.
Damn it, Road Dogg.
Damn it, dealer. We will leave you with that. Next time,
Hang
we
on,
will.
before we finish, we've got a
Oh.
new member of the club here.
We do have a new member of the club, Alex. When
It's time.
when
It's
we
big
when we said you can happily we'll let you on the podcast. We're very glad to have you here. But one of our latest podcasts that we've done, we each selected a boys' stable.
We did.
Or as Kane would spell it, boss way.
Fuck's sake.
A bossy table.
Very good.
I just spelt it. We spelt it with the Hardy Boys. So we asked you to name your 5 boys' stable. So who have you got?
Right, I've got Carly. I already know that you two have got Carly.
Fair play.
But
Good choice.
He's definitely a boy.
I like him.
Fair play.
The Burger Man. Because I used to man help for him when I was little, and everyone that I knew that watched wrestling was like, "Oh, he's scary," but I liked him.
fucking terrifying
I thought you said
before
Burger Man.
he
Yeah.
did.
Oh
I
my god.
genuinely just thought you said Burger Man.
Don't out my accent then.
Do you not remember the Burger Man?
Culturally diverse here on the Few Good Marks podcast.
Bird Alice.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Fair.
fine with that.
For
I'm saving my best till last. So
Okay.
my 4th one is Santino Marella.
yes.
Good choice.
He's a good choice, isn't he? And then the best one is fucking R-Truth. He is a boy. He is an
yeah.
absolute boy.
R-Truth's a boy.
I've
He's
seen
been
him
going for
live.
so long.
He has such a good charisma about him. Like
He
he,
was even in the
genuinely has a good
wrestling movie as
charisma
well.
about him, and he just
Yeah, he's
Got there.
absolutely.
Quick, my man.
This
Wrong
tournament, this tournament's boys tournament's shaping up rather nicely.
It is.
May make a few changes towards more time because I'm pretty sure some of mine are a little shaky on the ground, mainly Bobby Lashley. But there we go. So we will next time we will see you. We'll see you in the coming weeks, and our SummerSlam predictions are coming up. My first predictions: title defense. Lots on the line.
I thought you had a bit more luck than Styles and Owens.
Let's hope I've got a bit more luck.
Just say as well that you've done the entire podcast wearing that.
Absolutely. And we will leave you with that, and we will see you next time. See you later, guys. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, find us on Facebook and Twitter, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
bye.
Fuck you.